Welcome back to Allison Customs Project Car TV. I'm Jeff Allison, and thank you for watching.
Hey guys, welcome back to Allison Customs Project Car TV, and today I am working on the exhaust for the Chevelle. And I don't mean from the exhaust manifolds, just straight tubes or even a cross pipe to the tailpipes. I mean, we, in our rendering, and I'll flash up a picture of that now. So in the rendering, we show that the exhaust is going to come through the rear quarter panels, and you've seen it in movies. You've seen it you've probably seen it at car shows even. Certain cars lend well to it, others not so much. So anything where you're modifying everything, you can probably get away with it. Although the full frame chassis cars like the A-bodies and so the Chevelles and the Impalas, and not the old X-frame Impalas, there's a little more room in there, but anything that has a perimeter frame, meaning the frame is all the way out next to the rocker panels, makes it a pretty difficult task. And the reason that is because the frame is right next to the area where you're trying to get your exhaust pipe to come up and through. And there are ways to do it, so it's not impossible. Unibody cars are a lot easier. Pickups, trucks, anything with a frame that's narrower than the width of the body is substantially easier. But we're doing it on the Chevelle, and we're using this dual tip stainless unit that we're going to powder coat anyway, so it doesn't even matter that it's stainless. But it's coming through the rear of the quarter panel, and to get that done, I struggled and looked at it and thought about remaking the exhaust tips to try and make them exit a different way. And I finally came up with a solution, and I didn't come up with it. A friend of mine said, hey, well, what if you did it this way? And sure enough, it looks like that's going to work. So that's what I'm going to show you today. I've got one almost done, and then I'm going to show you how I'll show you pictures of that probably now. And then get you to how we did it. The movie cars that you'll see have done it, and I'll flash a picture of that up. And then their solution, which is not a real world solution, here's that picture. Yeah, so I've come up with a way, or a friend of mine gave me an idea that got me to the process I'm doing, and it looks like it's going to be completely functional and very safe, which is, that, that's in the end what you're trying to do, is make these cars a lot of fun but safe. So let me get started on that, and I'll get the camera moved around so you guys can see what I'm doing. Again, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this one today. So side exit exhaust through a body panel. Let's see how that works out. All right, guys. So this is the on this side here. This is the driver's side exhaust manifold, or exhaust tailpipe. So now that this tailpipe is done, what I want to do is provide the protection of an outer shell that will basically, if this was to ever get a leak in it, it would catch the exiting exhaust and contain it. So what we're going to use, this is 3-inch, so we're going to use some 4-inch tubing now, and we're going to make a copy of this exhaust tailpipe, and then we're going to surround this tailpipe with the 4-inch, creating a shell, a barrier, if you will. And then I'll put, inside, just to, as I put this whole thing together, I'll put a couple tabs here and there just to space this inside here, so there's no chance they ever get to where they could rattle or something. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do now. So I've got some 4-inch tubing. I just got to cut my 3 pieces, get them basically where I'm happy with the shape. Then I'll split this tubing open and basically clamshell the whole thing. So that's what's next. Okay, so the idea here is that the 3-inch pipe carries the exhaust through, and then I drilled a couple holes on the bottom here of the tip, and then the 4-inch clamshells that. So if the 3-inch ever started to leak, it would be contained by the 4-inch. And then I'm going to drill a couple holes in the flange here between the 3-inch and the 4-inch pipe. And the idea being that that'll let a little air in and out to try and keep any condensation from building in there and rusting anything out. Also, and I don't know that this will really work for it, but if air can be forced in there by driving down the road, then that would constantly be cooling this outer shell. So I'm going to grind the welds. The whole thing's going to get a powder coat that is rated for exhaust tubing and headers and that kind of stuff. And then there's a flange on the other side and the exhaust to tie in. So now, to make the trunk usable and to provide one more protection, what I'm going to do is, we were already planning to put a shelf in here so that the floor would be at this height all the way back. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to build a framework that comes around this and level with the top here, and the frame will get welded in, but then the panels will all be screwed in, and then they will be sealed so that any moisture or exhaust fumes or anything would be dumped outside. And I'm going to leave a couple of drain holes available so that inside that box, we don't get any trapped moisture or anything. And then it'll have a wall here and a wall panel covering the whole thing, so it'll all be hidden. Panels have to be removable so that the tube can be taken in and out. Once I'm done with that, I got to build a matching one on the other side, which honestly, it took me a long time to figure out how to do all of this and what it was going to take to do it right. Second one should be a third of the time. One, a lot of the plates and other stuff, as I was making them, I went ahead and made enough for both sides at once. So my next step is I'm going to put the apron in over here for the trunk floor and build the panel that goes underneath the tip, and then build my framework. That way it just gives me access if I need it without having to try and work around the framework. So get that knocked out.